Franklin, CUSD.
Okay, there we are.
BRD1.
Hello, thank you for attending the Page Unified School District Governing Board meeting. Today we are starting off with a public hearing. We are starting at 5:07. Can I get a roll call, please?
Bob Candelaria.
Ed Franklin.
Dean McCary.
Rob Varner.
Desiree Fowler, and also joining us is Lynn Hoffman. She's the Executive Assistant to the Superintendent. Item B on our agenda, approval of agenda.
I move we approve the agenda.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion was made by Bob, second by Ed. Motion passed. And going into our public hearing, presentation of expenditure budget and capital outlay revised plan for the 2019-2020 school year.
Are we good now?
Yep.
The green light. Okay.
Green means go.
Madam President, fellow board members, Mr. Varner, Superintendent. So, since I presented the proposed budget to you on the 25th of June, the only change we have made in our adopted budget for fiscal year 1920 is the average teacher salaries. We've gone in and recalculated that. So, in our adopted budget, you'll see in the summary page, and also it's on our cover page. That is your first page of the document. It's the average teacher salaries for fiscal year 20 is $54,798. Average teacher salaries for fiscal year 19, $51,546, which is increase in the average salaries is $3,200. And this is a 6% increase from the prior year.
First page, Bob.
That is the only change that we made, and that's what I wanted you to note. If there's any questions for me today.
Yeah.
I don't have any.
No questions.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we are going to go ahead and adjourn this meeting. Item B on our agenda is public comments. Do we have any? And I don't think we do. So we are going to go ahead and adjourn this meeting at 5:10 p.m. All right, now we can go ahead and start our regular meeting. Today is Tuesday, July 9, 2019. The time is 5:10 p.m. Can I get a roll call, please?
Bob Candelaria.
Ed Franklin.
Dean McCary.
Rob Varner.
Desiree Fowler, and also joining us is Lynn Hoffman, Executive Assistant to the Superintendent. We're going to go ahead and take a moment of silence. All right, thank you. Item C, Pledge of Allegiance. If you could all stand, and I'll go ahead and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item D, approval of agenda. Do we have a motion?
I move to approve.
I second that motion.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion was made by Bob, second by Dee. Motion passed. Item 2, announcements and comments. And at this time, I believe we do not have any blue cards, so we'll go ahead and go to the next item, Agenda 3. There are no special business. And on to our reports, Governing Board reports.
Trying to think of something to say. It's summer. No, it's good to see that we've got a good portion of our teachers hired and ready to go, and looks like a lot of work just getting the classrooms ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. The only thing I have for last month, I did a little bit of time over the middle school with Ms. Covington, and just trying to get an update and how everything was going, the feel for things over there, and the support and the program that she's had out there, and she feels very positive about that out there. So once again, if anything that we can do to be supportive, I told her just to let us know also. But I enjoyed the time over there, and I think she's really looking forward to this year.
Just wanted to make a comment. Just wanted to thank all our staff here in the district office. I'm sure you had some time off, R&R, and ready to roll your sleeve for another good year. Thank you for the good work that you all do. Thank you.
I just want to mention the meet and greet that took place in Beacon and Coppermine. I was able to attend the last 5 minutes of cleanup, but overall, the event was spectacular. My overall thought was amazing. I don't know if anybody had done a public address at the event, but they did recognize the Page Unified School District as one of the vendors there. And then also, I had the opportunity to attend the Coppermine meet and greet. I believe we had a ginormous line that just never ended at the tail end of the JMI. But overall, I also had a chance to attend the Coppermine planning meeting, and there were several questions as far as the comments that were made at the planning meeting for Page Unified School District. They are having their chapter meeting tonight, but I did ask to see if we could be on the agenda again, because I tabled the June chapter meeting and tonight again, and asked to be on the August chapter meeting, and that's going to take place August 20th, so hopefully we're able to make that particular chapter meeting, and they want to hear some insights of Page Unified School District as far as attendance, and I think also the academic achievement here in our district, and they have some other questions as well, so we're hoping for that to happen. And other than that, not much.
Desiree, before we do go back to Mr. Werner, one of the things that was brought up to me by several people at the hospital, and I don't remember the name of the event, but the hospital came together with Canyonland and Compass and several organizations out in the park.
It was at the health fair.
The health fair, and they were so positive about what the school did and provided those meals and everything else. And I'm telling you, it's just not the hospital, but other agencies came through. They couldn't believe what you guys did. They thought that was one of the biggest things that could have happened out there.
We served, I think, close to 350 hot dogs, and there were a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, 50% of those was eaten by John, I believe.
I think it was well attended as well, being that it was the first time that they had the health fair at the city park too,
Yes.
so that was very unique. And I just wanted to also mention reports from the superintendent, business manager, and one more person. I didn't receive any, and I didn't have time to make that announcement, but I would like to see those reports so that we as board members are aware of the things that are happening in our district, okay? Okay, moving along to B, the superintendent's report or comments.
I did send out a note that I wasn't doing one because I just got back on Sunday. And I was with my mother-in-law. She's imminent for maybe 2 weeks to live, so I was with her this weekend, but I did not get to a board report. So I want to introduce Shannon Garrison, Director of Curriculum Instruction. It's good to have you here. Been on the job for a whopping 4 or 5 days now, so. There you go, day 5, and, she's already, her head's spinning, which is good. Tomorrow I'll be leaving for Window Rock for a tribal consultation meeting, on Thursday with, the 23 school districts that are within the Navajo Nation, either a border town or within the, Navajo Nation itself. Next Friday, about 8 of us, district admin team will be at a AD Equity Conference in Prescott, and the ones that cannot attend that will be at Avid. Try to roll out the K-5 Avid program for the district next year. Admin retreats the 22nd of August, and then of course we start our new teacher induction on the 26th, and then the kickoff meeting is on 8/5 Monday. Start breakfast is about 7:30, so we hope everyone could be there. The meeting itself will start at 8, and we have Dr. Tommy Begay from the U of A as our keynote. So, give me those dates. That's it with the end of my report.
Thank you. Moving along to item 5, unfinished business. We do not have any, so we're going to go right along to item 6, governing board consent agenda. Dee, can I have you do the reading for that, please?
A copy of the consent agenda is available at the district administration office. All items listed will be considered as a unit by the governing board and will be approved within one motion. There will not be a separate discussion of these items unless a board member requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered as a separate item.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion was made by Ed, second by Bob. Motion passed. Item 7, calendar of events. We all have a list of calendar events.
Yes.
Does anybody have any questions?
No.
Okay. I think Rob mentioned most of the things that are listed on our calendar of events, so. All right. Item 8, additional agenda items. A, possible adoption of expenditure budget capital outlay for the 2019-2020 school year. Cindy, go ahead, Mr.
I'm going to make a motion to approve, and the expenditure budget for capital outlay for the 2019/20, calendar, school year.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion was made by Ed, second by Dee. Motion passed. Item B, second reading of possible adoption of the ASBA Policy Service Advisory 646 through 650. Mr. Varner?
This is some of the change in language. Of course, the audit one was they came out with a 3-year thing where you had to change auditors, where they nixed that. That was a big one. The rest of it's really a lot of language changes.
Now, this is second reading, Madam President. This should be an action item, correct?
Action item, yes.
Thank you.
Can I get a motion, please?
I move we accept.
I second. Okay.
Okay, now, Mr. Varner. That is it?
That's
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion was made by Bob, second by Ed. Motion passed. Item C, possible adoption of Page Middle School ELA supplemental reading materials for the 2019-2020 school year.
I'm going to make a motion to adopt the PMS supplemental ELA reference reading material.
Second?
Oh,
I'm here.
Mr. Varner.
They've been on display for 60 days. We have no one who came out and checked out a book or anything. I did view them. Did you take a look at them?
Yes.
Okay. Had no issues, just normal middle school reading, so nothing I would call inappropriate.
So can I just kind of add to that little detail I noticed there was a list for the sixth graders. Being at the Page Public Library, I know that these library books were checked out quite a bit by fourth and fifth graders, so they're very popular.
Yeah.
Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion was made by Ed, second by Bob. Motion passed. Item D, addition of night custodial supervisor position.
I make a motion, we accept the recommendation for night custodial supervision position.
I second that motion.
Cody?
Cody, Terry?
Madam President, governing board members, Superintendent Varner, guests and colleagues, what you have is the job description for a night supervisor for our custodial staff. This will provide significant oversight to and the potential for substitutes for the night custodial staff. So as we go through the evenings with 5 campuses being worked on, you have a group of employees working with very little leadership and very little supervision. We are seeing significant issues, and then also at the same time, we have reports from Hilliard about the general conditions of our campuses. So with that, Cody can take that part.
Hello. So, like Terry was saying, we've had Hilliard come up and have an assessment done, and it was done previous years to this one, but it was never, I guess you can say, taken serious. But we've had him come up, and this is the first time I've done it, gone through his process, gone through his training, any training that we've done actually with supervisor training, really. So once I went through that, I've noticed that and the money we're losing, we could pretty much pay for like 5 more custodians in the amount of time, chemical, and equipment, abusive equipment on cleaning equipment. We could pretty much pay for 5+ custodians with the amount of money we're wasting. So with this supervision at nighttime custodian, he can stay on top of the abuse on equipment, the time wasted, and also this Hilliard comes with a CAD program, which we could, have, we can take advantage of their program also, which would be, since we use Hilliard products, all this training and all this comes to us free because of us having to deal with or using their products. But the big thing that we had was that when Hilliard came, they told us that they had a cleaning rating, 1 through 5, and hospital is 1, has to be spotless, clean everything, number 1, and 5 is just, it's nasty. So he said we are maybe a 4 or low 4. He said that's what he would say that we are here at this school, which is hard to hear. So that's where we are trying to make a difference for the night staff because no one's here to supervise them. They could basically do what they want and touch up wherever they want, and no one would know unless someone comes in randomly to come check on them. So we're needing the supervisor position to be able to handle that and handle. Everyone works during the day. They're the only ones here. So if we have that supervisor to communicate back to us and figure out what we need to do, then this would be a good start for the district.
Cody, question for you, and I understand the purpose behind the position and everything, and I think that's a great way to start. do we have any type of tracking system like most organizations have to where when we sign out those job assignments, they go into like a database and I come in, I accept mine, I clock it in, and there's a time frame that, when I get through with reasonable time frame, each project, based on what it is, may say it requires 1 hour, 2 hours. The thing about it is I'm being accountable for my productivity. Do we have any type of tracking system? And that would also help that supervisor, and you'll see it even faster. So I'm not sure, do we have anything like that, or something we could check into?
Oh, no, we have it. It's just that it's kind of faded away within the years, so then if we can get a position to enforce that and make these custodians accountable for their, lack of cleaning or whatever comes about. But that's where this will be enforced.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for you. How many custodial workers do we have in the district working at night? 13?
13.
Yeah. Yeah, about 13 a night and 4 a day.
So with the new contract for Hilliard, is that what we're talking about as well?
It gets renewed every year, so really it's this is all free from what I'm talking about right now. Everything else it's a contract that we've already dealt with from the years past. For chemical and all the training and the CAD program and everything, that all comes free. That comes with us having
the services, you get
yeah.
buying their everything.
Yeah, we have their services, so that comes free.
Do you know what the price of the chemicals have been prior to this? Has it changed, or they just go pretty much market and we keep the same? Are they adding a level of service that they haven't before?
No, this has always been provided. Yeah. It's just we haven't took advantage of it.
Okay.
Well, and you may not know, Cody, but from what you're telling me, with a whole lot of things not getting done because of lack of supervision, I would probably assume all your supplies, you're probably seeing significant loss in some of those areas also.
I can tell you some stuff, man, but no, I'm just kidding. No,
you're on record now. You open the camera.
No, it's
never do that in front of us.
You're absolutely correct. There's times where we made it this year to where, because this is the first kind of year where they really haven't been under our grasp, I could say. So we have charted and kept records of what comes out of our custodial supplies, and we have leftovers for like toll paper, for example. We used to be barely getting by at the end of the budget year. We have maybe to get us to hopefully maybe Christmas right now, and that hasn't even touched what we were supposed to buy for this year. So it's a big difference, and we've done budget-wise to buy bulk samples, and then instead of doing a little bit at a time, so we've saved money in that area also.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
They're not getting any different software than you've had before?
No, same.
Okay, so all you guys are doing is you're just going to engage it?
Yes.
Okay.
Daddy with the belt. Engage it. Nothing scares you more when Daddy has a belt, so I'm telling you.
I have to agree.
I understand where you're at. However, there's been supervision there, and obviously there's not been tracking.
There's been supervision in the custodial department?
Who supervises them now?
Principals.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
And after hours.
When they can, though, because they run. Okay, because they do run their own school. I'm just saying, and I'm sorry, but they probably throwing a principal and having them learn custodial department. It's going to be rough.
And you're 100% right. It's best fit under you guys for sure, because they've got enough to do.
Yes.
And you guys have a lot to do. Organization is going to be really, really important.
Oh, yes.
The other part to that is, because what you're explaining is we have a group that really needs to be trained in a lot better way, and accountability. So those are big. And whenever you hear a contract that has chemicals or products attached to it and you're sole source, service is never free. It's because you buy that stuff.
Yes.
And at some point in time, when we have our own handle on it, sometimes it's easy, and this is later down the line, it's sometimes better to go competitive, and you manage your own outfit.
Exactly, and then once we get, just like you're saying, exactly correct. Once we can get a handle on it, we could be saving more money and helping the district 10 times as more.
Could be.
So, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cody.
Yep.
Any other questions? Dee, did you have any other questions?
Oh, no.
No? Okay. All right, thank you, Cody.
Thank you.
Do we have a motion? We have a motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion was made by Bob, second by Dee. Motion passed. Sorry. Item E, increase to Page High School full price meals for the 2019-2020 school year.
I make a motion to approve the increase in the food prices for Page High School.
Second,
I second that motion.
Mr. Varner.
The recommendation is to stay compliant with the ADE paid lunch equity pricing. So the recommendation is to change pricing from $2.90 for lunch to $3 for lunch. Ed had a question, I just want to clarify. Seattle, who we approved in the consent, they pay a set price to the district. So it wasn't part of their increase, but for ours, it's for the high school, for the ADE, Arizona Department of Education.
Do we have any questions?
Nope.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion was made by Ed, second by Dee. Motion passed. Item F, Page Unified School District Employee Handbook for the 2019-2020 school year. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the Page Unified School District Employees Handbook for 2019 and 20.
Second.
Terry?
Madam President, governing board members, Superintendent Varner, guests, there are no significant changes. Mr. Candelaria, thank you for the catch on the vision. That has been changed. So the vision of the district was changed in May 8, 2018. So that you would need to approve the handbook knowing that that will be changed when it goes to print. The only other significant changes are moving from 2018 to 2019. Of course, the date changes. And then we have Frontline has purchased ASOP, which is the absence management system. So in there, I reference the idea that it's formerly ASOP and now it's Frontline. Everything else was just a simple review of policy and then making sure all of our dates are correct.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion was made by Dee, second by Bob. Motion passed. Item G, revised term, administrative and certified contracts for the 2019-2020 school year.
I'll make a motion reference to the contract form for 2019-20.
Second,
I'll second it.
Terry and Rob.
So with the meet and confer process in the previous year, the governing board had approved a raise for the staff, and then from that the decision was made not to reissue contracts, but then just provide information on the newest amounts, dollar amounts. This year we heard from the meet and confer process that all of the employees in that group wanted a new contract with their new amounts on the contract. In working with our district lawyers, you have the revised language that would allow us to reissue contracts. By the acceptance of the new contract, it will then void the previous year's contract. But it does not provide a clause for any employee to walk away from the district, which is what we were worried the most about.
Any questions, concerns? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion was made by Dee, second by Ed, motion passed. Item H, request to be released for 2019-2020 certified contract by Heidi Shamrock. Motion?
I'll make the motion to deny the request to be released from the 2019/20 certified contract submitted by Heidi Shamrock.
A second.
Mr. Varner?
It's my recommendation that the governing board deny the request to break the contract. I appreciate the fact that she found a position that fits her growth set. However, that still left us without a position very, very late in the summer. So my recommendation is to deny the request and charge her the contract rate.
What is the well, I don't need to know that, don't worry about it.
It's $1,000 at this point.
Okay.
Between June 1 and June 30th, 1,000, then after July 1, it goes up to 1,500.
Okay.
Questions, concerns?
I don't have any.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. D, what?
I
Are
think
you
she
in
was
favor?
still reading, I
Yes.
believe.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't see her. Motion was made by Ed, second by Bob, motion passed. Item I, request to be released for 2019-2020 certified contract by Vivida Har?
Sorry. Yeah.
Hari.
All right. I move to deny the request.
I'll second it.
Again, she found another job. I recommend that we charge the contract rate.
Any other questions, concerns?
Just I don't have a problem with it, but do we give them, I know they get a briefing or something where it shows them a reasonable time frame and all this? Okay. Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion was made by Bob, second by Ed, motion passed. Item 9, future agenda items. So I believe we do have a listing of future agenda items. Does anybody have any questions, concerns? Okay. Moving along to, oh wait, we're done, right?
Waiting for Bob.
I move we adjourn.
We are adjourning this meeting at 5:40.
I thought we had
Did
one.
we get a second?
Play ball. Oh, wait a minute. What?
Ed.
Did we get a second?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion was made by Bob, second by Ed, motion passed.
Okey dokey. Do we have any signature things?
I'm sorry?
Do we have signatures?
We do.
I've been getting a lot of these summer meetings.
We're on a roll. If we could just get our technology to work, we'd be going great. Yeah. Okay, Des, you and I are signing. While we're signing the grade sheet, you are signing the additional right there. I'm so excited.
Hey, Dee, can I get that extra pen over there? I don't have one. You don't need it, do you? An ink pen? Yeah. I didn't bring it with me.
Yes, and then the rest is the front pages.
I feel so bad about it. I think it was. The thing about it, it hurts the whole person.
Yeah.
Here, let me see. And there's two originals. So, And I see that earlier.
Exactly, you know, and you do, and you look out and you know, and you go to office, that, you know, no matter the things that we don't care and everything else, but
Go ahead and,
it's like anything else, that's what I always think. It's a business.
and I don't even type my name there.
I'm Susan, it's already there in the end.
Oh, okay.
I think Angelo Santana and I have been working on, school safety and evacuations and looking at our students with special needs. We have about 10 medically fragile students, and so we were wondering who we would talk to at the hospital if we had to evacuate, if there was somebody at the hospital where we could bring our medically fragile students and keep them there until the parents could come pick them up.
The person I would start off with, and I don't know if they have anything there, but the person I would start off with, Jason Larson. Okay, he's the case worker, so whenever we have anyone in a situation where they're,
Yeah, I offered, 6.
Oh, you already offered 6?
Six today, yeah, and they were, lost about 6, and I was able to offer 6, positions today pending.
I hadn't read the crop there when it says, Rob, what did you do all this special ed people that they're running?
Made them work.
Made them work. Wow. Yeah.
I know.
we have anything on the list.
I just started, implementing the district policies and getting a little tougher and.
If you would,
Okay.
reach out to Jason Larson.
Okay.
And I tell you, I don't have his number with me, but
That's okay.
if you call me, I'm always in and out of the office, but
Okay.
645-0153, and that'll come direct to my office.
Okay.
And just, I can get you his point of contact information. Well, awesome.
Perfect.
And I think he'll be a great person because anytime there's any type of situation or long-term care or anything like that, he is the person that, takes care of that. And I think something like this, he would love to be able to do.
Okay, great. Yeah, 'cause
I haven't attended any of them, and I want my T-shirt.
they're willing to help us transport in case of emergency and things like that.
And if you know, like anything else, you need to understand. She can bring that back to the team.
Perfect.
She's tired. Exactly.
Okay.
He wants.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
It was the guy from Lonzo. I didn't even know.
I didn't know any of those guys.
All right. Great. I'll chat with Angelo and we'll get in touch with you.
You got it.
Thanks, Ed.
My pleasure.
And Beth, we're working on the MOU, the first one, so we won't
Yeah, the first.
do anything with the second one until we got the first one finalized.
Yeah, and I just wanted to find out who to
Feedback.
the hospital.
When we were up in Colorado, I told you, it was just Arenado.
In this, what do you need to be successful? If you're not ready to present how can I grow you and support you and getting to that someday. So. Okay. Awesome! Yay! You know what, I talked to Jody already, and my background, we implemented a STEM committee up in my former district. I did that last year. They took a look at Jeannie's needs and my teammate's role, and that in a much larger capacity. There's a work side by side, like I said, with the curriculum director. So we started the STEM committee. We used Title IV-A funds, which is student support and academic enrichment. We tapped into Goal 1, because there's 3 different goals in that grant, but Goal 1 is well-rounded education. The focus is STEM thinking and funding. So give me time to learn and understand what is written in our grant, and if we have got STEM in there, but STEM is absolutely a passion. I have a middle school endorsement and a background in science too, as a part of my credentials. And taught gifted education in the summer, and so brought in STEM and those pieces, and the stuff we were doing was pretty awesome. Okay. Well, do we have a robotics club? Do we have STEM clubs? Do we have? Okay. Okay. So wasn't a part of like our before and after school program? Okay. Was it a separate grant other than Title IV? Okay. And you can do STEM for 21st century as well?
Our grant ran out,
Okay.
and so we reapplied, and we haven't heard yet what is going on with that. But this is just teachers volunteering.
The passion is there, the drive is there, the want is there. I'm also told we did a science fair. Jody was super excited, awesome. She was super excited about that, and I said, I'm so excited to learn more about what has been happening, and then look at the next steps that you guys want to talk about. You guys are going to catch me up to speed with that, and then I'm going to ask, what do we need to achieve those? What do we need to look at as far as resources, time, money, that sort of thing to
Well, we have a program.
Okay. Like a maker space in a place specifically for STEM
So what we
activities
did is
and.
we gathered all of the old class kids and all of the old,
Okay.
I don't know what company it was, but they're in the blue bin. And, there'd be like 5 cups and flashlights and
And instead of discarding of that, you guys put that in, put it in
did
there.
is we took them apart, and so now we have bins that have just flashlights, just cups.
Cool.
So that if you want to put something together, you can get 25 of everything
Okay.
that you need. And so what we're going to do, I worked on that today, putting it back together for this round.
Okay.
And,
And we're usually volunteering to do that work.
yeah.
Let me learn more, and then I'll start to ask more in respect to, I mean, is that something that we can look at as far as summer work or as far as, because for me, and I get it, because I'm a teacher at heart, and we all give our time and we do that, but I also really believe that folks should be compensated for the work in which they're doing.
That's been kind of a battle because I had a STEM team, so I love that committee. And the first year, we were able to put that down for hours and get that together with last year. But the year you did that, so how are you moving forward with your, and so I think there's an understanding.
Revelation 3 and 4.